watching AYV Television.
Good evening, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. I am Elizabeth Momo. Let's start with tonight's headlines.
Gambia National Road Authority studies Sierra Leone's road infrastructure strategy.
Some of the progresses they've made are very similar to ours.
National Civil Registration Authority said to recommence e-verification system in banking and public institutions.
ECOWAS compliant ID cards, e-verification system, and PKI has been concluded.
And North Region Women's Network support pupils with excellent results in 2021 NPSC.
Who think we should pay back?
Now for the full news with Elizabeth Momo.
A delegation from the Gambia National Road Authority has ended a tour visit on Sierra Leone road sector in the country. The visit was followed by a memorandum of understanding between the Sierra Leone Roads Authority and Gambia National Road Authority to ascertain the level of work done on infrastructural development in the country. Mohamed Bakar Kamara was part of this tour and now reports.
The visit by the Gambia National Road Authority in the country aimed at understanding the infrastructural development of Sierra Leone and the inroads being made by the government to transform the road sectors. The Gambia National Road Authority visited ongoing road constructions in the country, such as Magbele Bridge, Magban Bridge, among others. Engineer Momodu Sengoa is the managing director of Gambia National Road Authority. He said they are pleased with the strategies Sierra Leone is embarking on through the Sierra Leone Roads Authority.
The first thing we've learned is that Sierra Leone SLRA, Sierra Leone Roads Authority, and the Gambia National have very common procedures. Most of the problems we encounter are very similar to ours. Some of the progresses they've made are very similar to ours. And of course their programs and their trend of business is also very similar to us, to ours. So really we're very happy that this has happened and this is the case, because it only tells us that we are in the right direction.
Speaking on the visit and the Memorandum of Understanding, Engineer Amara Kane, the Director General of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, said the MOU will strengthen the relationship between the Gambia National Road Authority and that of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, especially on the areas of sharing of information and development programs.
And they've been on a study tour, they've been understanding our operations, and today this was climaxed by a visit to some of our project sites. So the MOU we've just signed will further help to concretize this already existing relationship between us and the Gambia Roads Authority. In the future, we have agreed to collaborate, to share information, and to even exchange visits.
The two countries will be working closely to develop strategies for the development and implementation of programs and projects, while identifying opportunities to improve efficiency through sharing of best practices between the two countries. For AYV News, I am Mohamed Bakar Kamara, reporting in Freetown.
The Eastern Region Commissioner of the Right to Access Information Commission, Mary Wuyata Karimu, has stressed the need for the review and validation of the National Records and Archive Bill 2017, noting it will help address the challenges faced with regards to access to information, which prevents the country from moving forward. She made this call during a conference meeting at the Family Kingdom in Aberdeen. Naomi Kamara has more.
Mary Wiata Karimu, the Commissioner for the Eastern Region of the Right to Access Information Commission, states that it is disappointing to know that some bit of record management is mostly only done in Freetown, as the rural areas widely lack needed archived records. She further states that it is the right of Sierra Leoneans to have access to information anywhere in the country.
Records management is a very pivotal in the development of rights to access information, because you cannot talk about getting an information without getting the record straight. Now, if we talk about for us to get the bill to be passed in the commission, that makes the works easier for us, because we find it very easy for us to access information in different MDAs and different heads of authorities, places.
According to the chairman, Parliamentary Oversight Committee Legislative Abdulmari Conte of Constituency 130, he is pleased with the efforts of the Right to Access Information Commission, as he believes that all citizens should have the right to information anywhere, but also says that everybody's effort, especially government officials, are needed to make the access to information possible all around Sierra Leone.
When we talk about records management, especially in governance, it helps us to know who said what, where, why, and when. It helps us with historical information, fiscal information, legislative information. When this bill finally comes to Parliament, we'll do the needful as representatives of the people.
The Right to Access Information Commission views this meeting as a right step towards a better Sierra Leone, urging everyone to comply. Naomi Kamara, AYV News, Freetown.
MRCG and WIMSEL have trained 45 female journalists, bloggers and women's rights activists in Sierra Leone on issues that have to do with online abuse, intimidation and more. The National Coordinator for MRCG, Dr. Francis Sowa, says the training is geared towards raising awareness to make the digital platform safe and protect the rights of women. Salifu Cherno Kamara reports.
According to the National Coordinator for Media Reform Coordinating Group, Dr. Francis Sowa, the Media Foundation for West Africa, with support from the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Ghana, supported this training, which aims at increasing public awareness and respect for online rights, particularly for women in Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. The SLAG president encouraged the women to take advantage of the training, which will help them to stand out and fight against online abuse and exploitation. However, Dr. Francis Sowa stressed on the importance of the training.
We know, for example, that in the physical world, to a very large extent, society has been unfair to women in the sense that they have lagged behind in many areas. So if you also go to the digital world, even though in Sierra Leone we have more women than men in terms of statistics, you will see that because most of the women, for example, live in the rural areas, you don't have many women having access to online platforms. Where they do, they are unable to articulate themselves well, because when they begin to articulate issues, sometimes people want to tend to attack them, to threaten them, to bring the same old notion that women should be at home, women should not speak in public. That's the thing we're talking about. So sometimes it's not about attacks, it's not about abuses, but it is a mere attempt to want to tell the women to be silent because they are women. And we believe that in this day and age, the voices of women should be heard both in the online and offline platforms.
The training revealed that data by the International Telecommunications Unit shows that women using the internet globally is 48% compared to 58% of men, accounting for 17% gender gap. The participants included female journalists, bloggers, and women's rights activists. Some of them shared experiences and how they will use the knowledge.
In my own personal experience, I've faced a lot of intimidation and also stereotype, because there are some certain things that they will take it that you as a woman, you are not supposed to talk about. But when you look at these things, if you can't talk about it as a woman, then no other people will talk about it, no other person will talk about it, no other person will talk about it. So that's why you see this, there is the new wave of women journalists and bloggers in general, but they shy away.
If we go out on the streets and then we want to vox pop, we want to talk to women, you know, immediately they see this video or this mic, they will say, me, I need to talk, we'll go talk to the man. You know, so like this confidence is lacking in society. So like today I've learned a lot how to, like, let me say if I write something on my page or if I do a story, you know, encouraging women to be more participating.
We've been crying and shouting all over the space. Women support women, women this, sisters this. You know, I think it's high time we put it to reality. We've been saying more than doing. See that your fellow women grow rather than pulling her down. When you disgrace a woman by putting her nudity on social media, you are categorically shaming yourself too. Because we're from the same gender, we have virtually the same physique and everything, even though some people might be slim.
Salifu Cherna Kamara, AYV News in Freetown.
The National Civil Registration Authority is set to recommence e-verification system in banking and public institutions, national identity card and ECOWAS-compliant identity card distributions. The Director General of the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohammed Massaquoi, said that procurement processes have been completed and they are waiting on Cabinet and Parliamentary approval for the distribution. He was speaking at the Minister of Information and Communications press conference at UE Building in Freetown. He has a story compiled by Mohammed Lamin Banya and read by Salifu Cherna Kamara in the studio.
The National Civil Registration Authority was established to continuously register all vital events and provide statistics and multipurpose identification documents, inclusive of death, birth, adoption certificate, among others. The authority's mission has a well-functioning, integrated and reliable CRSV and ID management system that serves the needs of citizens and non-citizens. Director General, National Civil Registration Authority, Mohammed Massaquoi, said the e-verification mentioned is to enable public institutions and banks to easily verify people electronically.
I'm pleased to inform this body that the procurement process for the production of national ID cards, ECOWAS compliant ID cards, e-verification system and PKI has been concluded. We are now in the process of seeking cabinet concurrence and parliamentary approval. The system is ready. We have ID cards in this country.
Answering to question on allegation that the authority has misused money provided for the country's massive civil registration, which was delayed, Mr. Massaquoi disclosed that there has been no delay in the project, but a matter of preparation, noting that continuation of the exercise in the Eastern region will commence on 21st and ends on 30th August this year.
Just before our death, we have not concluded the exercise. I said that in the hall just now. We have not concluded. We have done 4 regions. We are now preparing to start in the Eastern region. Wait for us to complete the Eastern region. If we don't, then you will accuse of what you are thinking of. Otherwise, for every activity that you do, after it all, you report to government. And government has a way of measuring what may have been done. And then they will take the necessary decisions.
Salifu Cherna Kamara, AYV News in Freetown.
The Northern Region Women's Network, a group of professional women that are geared towards supporting the growth of other women in the North, have provided learning materials and cash to girls who took the 1st and 2nd positions in this year's NPSC and BECA exams in the 7 districts in the North. The support is geared towards motivating these girls to do more. Ronald Jomorovia has more in the story.
The Northern Region Women's Network is a group of professional women and women entrepreneurship established in 2018 with the aim of enhancing development and supporting colleague women from the North while mentoring young girls. Education forms part of the group's objective, hence the reason why they decided to motivate girls who came 1st and 2nd in this year's NPSC and BECA exams from the North. According to the chairperson, the support is also to complement government education drive.
As women from the North, the 7 districts of the North, to give back to society. We are about 50 to 60 professionals and entrepreneurs who think we should pay back. We have 4 tenets in our organization, and one is education. And so for today, we've decided to support the girls for the first time, support the girls of all the 7 districts, for those who did extremely well in the NPSC. Now we decided to support those who came first in the districts and second in the districts. Now we decided to support them with school materials.
Such support is coming at a time when most parents are finding it difficult to meet the demand of their children's school affairs. While stressing on the timeliness, some parents and pupils express gratitude.
Thank the Lord Almighty for making this remarkable day a blessing in my life. I wish to register sincere gratitude to my honorable authorities for having been blessed by the Almighty God to boldly share such blessings with me and my family. May I faithfully promise that your blessings upon my life will be greatly used to produce your intended meaningful results and create an impact in my life. We want to thank you very much for your support, and we pray that God will multiply for you more and more. God will provide for you whatever you have.
I so much appreciate our efforts and whatever we have done for it. Really, as the word I say, you know, it really like me, I don't ever expect anything like this to come. We take up the responsibility for teaching them and for wisdom, not for now. But we not come up with this. They appreciate my and so all the parents appreciate. So tell them now, people present it. The good thing on a meeting for we begin there and we let God turn and go 90,000 people.
Among the items provided includes bags, exercise and textbooks, pens, and a cash of 100,000 leones each. Ronald Jomorovia, AYV News, Freetown.
In today's court update, the Sierra Leone judiciary has put out a press release on the conditions of bail for the leader and chairman of the Alliance Democratic Party, Mohamed Kamarimba Mansari, and Marion Aruni, who are standing trial on 8 counts for sexual penetration. Our reporter Sheikh Mohammed Salah has more.
According to the press release, in compliance with the bail regulations, to qualify to be a shorty, you must be ordinarily resident in Sierra Leone. Pursuant to the aforementioned, one of the lawyers of the first accused approached the master's office for the first time at 2 p.m. Thursday, 9 September 2020, while the 2 shorties, Aisha Baby Kuruma, self-employed, and Swaibu A.K. Dumbuya, a retired driver, were brought into the master's office at 5 p.m. on the same Thursday for the first time since the pronouncement of the bail. Among the documents submitted were 1 new Sierra Leonean passport for the first accused, Mohamed Kamarimba, with only a Guinean entering visa, an affidavit sworn by him, first accused, stating that he does not own any other traveling document aside from the Sierra Leonean passport submitted, a title deed with no valuation report, and identification cards for the 2 shorties. According to the release, their findings are as follows: that the first accused has not produced his foreign traveling document in total compliance with the bail conditions. Also, one of the shorties, Miss Aisha Baby Kuruma, is not ordinarily resident in Sierra Leone. She told us in the interview that she is a U.S. citizen. As maliciously claimed by those who are misusing social media, the master and registrar is ready and willing to process or approve the bail as long as the conditions contained in Honorable Justice S.O. Taylor's ruling are met. The press release further said that they wish to also state that no appropriate or document has been received for or on behalf of the co-accused Marion Aruni. The release continues that they wish to further state that some months ago they discovered 29 fake shorties with fake documents submitted to the Master and Registrar's office. This act is not only criminal but also inimical to expeditious trials and the dispensation of justice. Sheikh Mohammed Saleh, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Have you you been looking for a place to get quality education but don't know how or where? Canadian College of Modern Technology, situated at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91, opposite former Camp Charlie, is the right place for you. Canadian College of Modern Technology, an affiliate of Jalai University, is a fully accredited college with a Tertiary Education Commission, TEC, and a National Commission for Technical, Vocational, and Other Academic Awards, NCTVA. We provide world-class tertiary education in computer science, business administration, mass communication, business information technology, Microsoft Server Administration, networking, database administration, building and construction, and other professional courses. Apart from its conducive environment, which makes it suitable for learning, Canadian College of Modern Technology is proud of its experienced local and international staffs. Come and experience a transformational learning environment, fully equipped with CCTV cameras, a world-class electronic library with the latest iMac computers for collaborative learning and research, and access to high-speed internet service throughout the campus. And guess what? Canadian College of Modern Technology is the first college in Sierra Leone to operate the first educational purpose-only television and radio station for its mass communication students. Come and be part of this historic experience. We have reserved a space for you. You want to know more? CCMC provides 24 hours electricity from a solar harvest power supply system with a backup generator. This highly secure campus also have a canteen, student hostels with clean pipe-borne water. Canadian College offers many more amenities for our students to help make learning a good experience. For more information, contact us on these numbers: 079-630-407 or 099-140-208. If you want to succeed, Canadian College will exceed your expectations. Canadian College of Modern Technology, a place where a career begins.
Welcome back. I am Elizabeth Momo and this is AYV's Primetime News. Let's take more stories. And now for some international news, let's join our studio at Soho Square in London.
Hello, I'm Mariam Jabi and this is AYV International News, delivered to you from our brand new studio right here in the very heart of London. We look forward to bringing you engaging content, endearing stories and live updates from our new chapter here at AYV International. And now for the major international news.
Dozens of Palestinians in the occupied West Bank have been wounded in confrontations with Israeli soldiers while protesting in solidarity with 6 Palestinian men who managed to escape a high-security Israeli prison earlier this week, tunneling out of Gilboa jail on Monday. Israeli forces have fired tear gas, rubber-coated bullets and live ammunition at crowds who were taking part in rallies on Wednesday evening across various cities in the West Bank, wounding at least 100 people, according to the Palestine Red Crescent. Hundreds demonstrated in support of the 6 escapees, and Palestinian detainees have been said to have been subjected to punitive measures in the Israeli prison facilities after the escape, according to Palestinian Prisoner Society. The men, 5 of whom are members of the Islamic Jihad and 1 of the Fatah group, were either serving multiple life sentences or were being held without charge, which is illegal under international law. At the rallies, people chanted freedom while waving Palestinian flags. The spokesman of Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said in a statement, "The events have the potential to impact numerous fronts, and that Israel is prepared for any scenario." It's been reported that relatives of the escapees have been detained. Omar Shakir, Israel and Palestine Director for Human Rights Watch, said holding someone in order to coerce a relative to do something is a mafia-style tactic. Speaking from Amman, Shakir said that almost every facet of the Israeli prison system is filled with violations of international law. There are some 6,000 jailed Palestinians, most of whom are political prisoners. At least 500 are under administrative detention, meaning that they are being held without charge. Afghanistan's new acting Prime Minister, Mullah Mohammed Hassan Akhund, has called on former officials who fled when the Taliban seized power last month to return to the country, saying the group will guarantee their security and safety. Akund also said on Wednesday that the caretaker government would guarantee the security of diplomats, embassies and humanitarian relief institutions, stressing that the group wanted to establish positive and strong relations with countries in the region and beyond. Akund, a close associate and political advisor to the late Mullah Omar, the founder of the Taliban and its first supreme leader, said the movement's leaders faced a great responsibility and test towards the Afghan people. We have suffered huge losses in money and lives for this historical moment in the history of Afghanistan, Akund said. The stage of bloodshed, killing and contempt for people in Afghanistan has ended, and we have paid dearly for this. He went on to add, the movement is disciplined and controls its gunmen, and we have not harmed anyone because of his previous actions. Therefore, I assure the Islamic nation, especially the Afghan people, that we want all the good, the causes for success and welfare, and we seek to establish an Islamic system and want everyone to participate with us in this blessed project. The Taliban took over the capital, Kabul, on August 15 after a fast offensive that saw its fighters seize a host of other cities, meeting little or no resistance as the US and NATO withdrew their troops. Acting Prime Minister Akund's comments came a day after the Taliban announced its interim government, which is formed exclusively of its own members and close associates, and has excluded women and other political factions from holding any position. And in local news, boats carrying migrants across the English Channel could be turned back from the UK, if personally approved by Home Secretary Priti Patel. The plan was first reported by newspapers, and government sources have confirmed that a border force team has been training for months to begin the operation. It's been said that the final training may take place within days, meaning that the tactic would then be ready for use whenever it is practical and safe to do so. France, however, has warned against the move, saying it disregards international maritime law, which says people at risk of losing their lives at sea must be rescued. The French Interior Minister said safeguarding human lives at sea takes priority. The government's lawyers say turning boats back would be legal in limited and specific circumstances, although they have not confirmed what these will be. Because the legal and safety risks are so high, it is also understood that the border force chiefs have asked Ms. Patel to personally support decisions to use the tactic, meaning that she would have to be available to take a call from border force when they believe the tactic can be used safely. Rising numbers of migrants have been crossing the English Channel in recent months. The Channel is one of the most dangerous and busiest shipping lanes in the world, and so far this week, more than 1,500 people have crossed by boat. The tactic has never been used before in the English Channel, but it has been used in the Mediterranean, said the Immigration Services Union, which represents borders, immigration and customs staff. Lucy Morton from the ISU labelled the tactic dead in the water, stating that a vessel which is in any way vulnerable cannot be turned away. She enforced her statement, adding that you also need the consent of the French to do it, because as you turn the vessel backwards towards France, when it crosses the median line, it has to be intercepted and rescued by the French, and it appears the French will simply not engage in this. Mrs. Patel met her French counterpart, Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin, on Wednesday for talks on the migrant crisis, but the two sides failed to agree any new measures. The Home Office said it continues to evaluate and test a range of safe and legal options to find ways of stopping small boats making the journey. The government has added that it needs to use every possible tactic at its disposal to tackle people smuggling. I'm Mariam Jabi. This is AYV International News. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Now, Rokel Commercial Bank has given a loan grant of 305 million yuans to petty traders at big markets in Freetown. According to the Managing Director, Dr. Ekundayo Gilpin, this is to help support petty traders develop their businesses. Our reporter Michael John Fofana has more.
As a way of supporting petty traders, the Rokel Commercial Bank has today, 9 September 2021, supported the big market with 305 million yuans grants. According to the Managing Director,
Dr. Ekundayo Gilpin, this loan is a way of encouraging petty trading and also help these traders develop their business.
Fundamentally, this is to trigger further economic growth. It's also to be able to enable the informal sector to become a bit more vibrant. Also recognize the good work that this market has been doing over time and ensure that we can support the endeavors of these individuals, because entrepreneurism leads to technological innovation, leads to growth, and most of all leads to expansion of family values through a revenue and by small-scale people to create employment and also education opportunities for the rest of the families. It is that they will give you this fund and you pay back with small interest over a period of time. It's just like any other loan, but it's tied to good security, good guarantees, and also will ensure that the money is paid back through a support process within the groups they help fund. Well, once they pay well, we see how it's going. You have to observe initially. You put one foot out, you observe, then put the next foot out. So once we notice that it's working well, then definitely we can increase.
The head of the Big Market Traders Union also expressed his appreciation and promised that he will ensure that they use this loan adequately.
When you go up now, different to the sea. Get the Gara and Batik, where all over the world knows Sierra Leone for. The Garan close and America wear this today, green, white, and blue. We get there now. The management and the board for this good initiative with the fiscal and Sierra Leone. Commercial Bank. For let them can empower we.
Commercial Bank. Because from the time we joined that bank in 2019, and I get one problem. So why you folks say on the Kaya, I'm so happy. So I tell you now, all thank you. Then secondly, this money business, we all people are up when at the Gara section, they don't benefit from my day. So I ask kindly as new chairman doctor, and I said for benefits.
Michael John Fofana, AYV News in Freetown.
Petroleum Regulatory Agency, together with Sierra Leone Standards Bureau and other partners, have embarked on an on-the-spot check at various fuel pump stations in Freetown. Executive Chairman Dr. Brahma Baluwa Koroma says it is to ensure compliance from operators in the country, as there has been growing concerns from consumers. Francois McLean has more.
Since the establishment of the Petroleum Regulatory Agency in the country, one of their key mandates is to regulate operators on the sales and distribution of fuel products. The agency, together with other key stakeholders, has conducted an on-the-spot check to ensure compliance from them. According to the Executive Chairman, Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Dr. Brahma Baluwa Koroma, the exercise in Freetown is from growing concerns from the general public on how services have been delivered.
What we have found out this morning is that almost all the gas stations we have gone through this morning, they fall short of expectation. For instance, when we do the computation, on average, for instance, if they are spending about 10,000 liters, some will be under dispensing about 410 liters. Some will be under dispensing about 730 liters. If they are spending 10,000 on average, because on average sales, some of the gas will say 10,000, 20,000. But let's say the minimum 10,000. From what we have recorded, we have 630, we have 410, we have 420 liters being short change. That is unacceptable. Of course, the provision of the PRA Act, there's a provision for that. For you to have tampered with your calibration, we need to ascertain that. That's why we are here with Standard Bureau to verify whether their seal is being in place, or whether it has been tampered with, and PRA also. We will discuss that when we get back to the office. For the meantime, what we have found out, the people of Sierra Leone has not been getting value for money from those stations. Yes, that is why we are here, because we want to get the output of this findings. After this, we have sealed all the gas stations that are already at default. We have sealed them, and we'll be requiring Standard Bureau and PRA to come back and recalibrate all the pumps at various gas stations. No one will sell at the moment.
Moses Mambu, member Consortium on Petroleum and Industrial Relations, says they deem it necessary to be part of the process to ensure compliance at all levels.
And we have visited a series of petrol stations. We have visited NP stations, we have visited Malador, we have visited Lyonco, we have visited Total petrol station. And citizens of this country will be interested to know what have been the revelations so far. It will interest citizens to note that what we have noticed this morning shocked my mouth, because even myself, I'm a victim to that. We buy petrol every day, we buy diesel every day. When you go to the petrol station, you say, I want 30 litre, 40 litre. They will pump. You will see with your naked eyes that it is 40 litre they have pumped. But when you check the calibration system, what we have done today with the new machines, the new pumping tank that PRA have, we have noticed that some of these petrol stations have been cheating the consumers.
But what do some of the consumers in Freetown think about the exercise done by Petroleum Regulatory Agency and other partners? They had this to say.
Actually, we don't go through a lot. Like, for example, you go buy fuel, the money we expect for get from the fuel we buy, the reach. Sometimes you go flop it, like we saw the flop with tank, we expect say for them to say the day don't, not possible. So today, it's give 4 hours before the mara, you get your lights.
And the fuel, all they buy, because some of you buy the new, the corn fuel. Because like we saw, they buy 10 or 8 liters per day. But today, why the whole fuel not be gone, and they buy 6 liters or 5. Because the fuel, the liter be flop. But now, I think I see the bag the bond, or the also the bag the bond. If you're not going to flop again, so now you as full liter. Because now I can't count on for can buy back then 8 liters back. So now fact at the route now, if you don't make a full tank now, full liter, I can buy now.
Ransford McLean, AYV News, Freetown.
And now in sports, ahead of the resumption of the Sierra Leone Premier League, AYV Sports takes a look at preparation and final training sessions of different teams. According to coaches, their teams are fully prepared and in high spirit. As sports reporter Michael John Fofanan has more.
As tension mounts up to the resumption of the Sierra Leone Premier League, AYV Sport takes a look at the preparations of different Premier League teams. According to some team managers and coaches, the team is well prepared and ready for the season.
We're very much prepared. We don't been in this kind of situation before, and we overcome them. So it's not a tense situation for we. We've been there before, and we know what we want, what they go for. With club officials and players that want to take the vaccine, they have to a little bit lenient to the supporters to get them back into the game. It will happen, but gradually. For a result, and we'll get it.
Team don't prepare for the past 3 months. We don't go off season, we prepare our boys then for the top. And now we don't already do the match on Saturday. There's one thing in football, I expect my opponents. But one thing we believe in Sierra Leone football, they are the same players. No matter how many money you get, they are the same players.
They are well prepared because since when they put the league on hold, will not be stopped. We still train. We need to bring the training count down to 3 times per week. When all we will do until the fixture come out, then we change. We'll go back to a pre-season, so will be no left. About 1 month ago we start with pre-season. So we still prepare and we not stop and we continue with preparation. A very big match. Police will not underrate them. A good team. Find out say they qualify with flying colours for Canada Premier League, and they do well. Respect them, respect the coaches them and the players them. I believe it's not an easy match. As I say, don't prepare and they go out for go deliver as usual.
So far so good. I see the police don't prepare as well. As you can, so present here, you got to show preparation. We don't prepare for long. We not get no injury. They understand. And all the players they don't intact now. As you can see now, we're doing preparation for Saturday, so we are already at that preparation. Each of the officers then will get for everybody here with that particular match on Saturday.
Captains of different clubs express their readiness and determination ahead of the league.
As you see how it's going to go, we're prepared for play for the first game against Police. The players go back to videos to find out the last league in us past 5 years. So we hope to continue.
Police highly prepared, we stand and the elders them and the Sierra Leone police don't put things in place. We don't set the house in order and we highly prepared. We know say we count upon the way we meet up na Lions na very strong side, but police not play its name. You understand? We go very strong, we prepare.
Football is not about big men. Hence we capable for good results. We know so we don't train very hard and with a good year we will get very good result. And that's how we aim. And with the ball out of the we don't care about the names we don't get. When the ball they like the pitch, no names.
However, the 2020-2021 Sierra Leone Premier League will resume on the 11th of September 2021. Michael John Fofana, AYV Sports in Freetown.
Chairman of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association has confirmed the death of their former national coach and senior cricket development coordinator, Cyril Panda. This was revealed on the association's Twitter handle recently. Panda's role in cricket was tremendous for developing cricketers over the years. Ramsford McLean has more.
The former national head coach and senior cricket development coordinator of the Sierra Leone Cricket Association, Cyril Panda, this came as a shock to many in the cricket family. Panda's contribution over the years of developing young cricketers have been tremendous. He was referred to as godfather amongst them. He also helped develop young talents across several ovals in the country. In another development, the ladies Patriots that are currently competing in the ICC T20 Africa Women's Qualifiers in Botswana, the team will play their next match against Namibia on the 13th September 2021. After the team lost the first match to Nigeria, there is high hope of expectation for them to have a win against Namibia. Namibia has been referred to as one of the strongest sides in the tournament. Ramsford McLean, AYV Sports Freetown.
Now that's the end of Primetime News tonight. For more stories, visit our website on www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Elizabeth Momo. Thanks for watching and listening.
You're watching AYV Television.
AYV is your home of credible, factual and balanced news coverage. We pride ourselves as the nation's most trusted news source. Because of this, our brand is likely to be used to spread fake news. To verify our stories, please check our various social media pages, visit our website on www.ayvnews.com or send us an email to info@ayvnews.com.
I'm Joseph Orongo. When I'm in Freetown, I tune into AYV TV on Channel 33.
Africa Young Voices Television.
Get all your breaking, factual and balanced local and international news from AYV Direct to your mobile phone via SMS. To subscribe on AfriCell, send star to 298 and stay connected for only 300 leons per day.
You ready for the Zoom meeting today with the investor then?
Yes, boss. I'm ready for the meeting today. And I don't download all the reports they sent to me on the internet.
Make sure so you get super connection, because I don't want one problem during the meeting.
Everything is okay. Everything is fine.
Counting on you, even though we're not in the same office. I will be with you every step of the way.
Your manners? How dare you barging on us like that? Now get out. You are a complete whore.
Excuse me, ma'am. How much is our bill?
Healy, and what do you think you are? And did I ask you to pay my bills?
Hey.
Do I look broke to you?
I need you guys to get the fuck out of my house.
Ish, let go of me.
I think it's high time we do something to get rid of her.
I don't think there'll be enough for that. I believe that there are other ways to get rid of her without getting your hands dirty.
Who the hell are you?
Help! Help!
Shut up!
I am highly disappointed at you all. You mean you threw her out when she was pregnant?
Just because you couldn't keep your legs closed. If you think this is over, then you better think again. Because I will make sure your family disown you, you bitch. Help me. Oh my God. Please just go inside, pack your things and leave my house.
Our AXA cereal bars come in different flavors from healthy fruits around the world. Get a taste and snack with a smile on your face. Yummy! Our flavors include fruit and hazelnut, yogurt and wild berries, yogurt and strawberries, yogurt and tropical fruits, wild berries. Get an AXA bite and capture everyone's attention. For wholesale or retail, contact AA Global Enterprise, 124 Kisi Road, Freetown, or call them on 079 538 878 or 099 772 553. AXA cereal bars. Taste crunchy, taste yummy.
Now, I've repeatedly been telling you guys to pay attention to your studies. I've repeatedly been encouraging you all to take your academic work seriously, because that's the best thing you can do right now. Ramatu, come out. Ramatu here has not only made her parents proud, but she has also made this school and Sierra Leone proud. Tomorrow we shall be going to the Ministry of Education and your award will be processed.
Basket!
So you can't take
Basket! Basket!
Oh, Amadou. Don't start again. What's happened?
Yes.
What I mean?
Yes.
Wait, stop!
So what did you take the attention from one of the politicians?
You know what I mean? Now this new film where AYV just put the call Ramatu. I dey watch you from morning to today, seriously.
So that means this film interesting.
Interesting? It pass interesting. I will tell you, film, it pass film, but this film, not film. Seriously speaking.
But where you go watch am? Why you let me say go watch am?
You know well. No, you know well. Make a lens to where I done so that you go Google Jama. Then how the people that will make the film or the production will make your money? Tell me. Then at the end of the day, when I say salon film, no they go before. When I will be like the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, and the Indians. When I know the try you, balance length. If not that no more the paper, we need go before for salon film. Instead of play ask me who's I buy them or who's I get them. Now you tell me, I'm big. I know you learn to you.
Who's I buy?
It's simple. Now the thing I know for we don't do. This film, what they call Ramatu. Now AYV produce them, but now our Golden Enterprise, they market them or they sell them. Now number 66, Godrich Street, Freetown.
So you mean Godrich Street? Okay, you know what? Let me go for your one.
Wait. Lie on me. By the back, you over. You see this? Where you go for the original one, you see the picture on it. Then the plate. See, you will see some sign there. Then it gets a stamp of AYV. AYV stamp and signature. If you go buy the fake one, you know, people want and you can teach you the own. Make sure you look for the original one. You know?
Okay. Thank you.
This senior na AYV na Isaro Sabi na dem producer.